Today's story is about friendship, betrayal, and the devastating truth that sometimes danger doesn't come from strangers, but from the people we trust most. What really happened to Mike Williams, a beloved husband, father, and real estate appraiser who disappeared without a trace during a duck hunting trip? Was it really a tragic accident? Or something much darker? Let's dive deep into the haunting case of Mike Williams. Have you ever wondered how well you really know your best friend? Think about that as we explore this chilling case. Mike Williams was the kind of guy who had it all. He was successful, kind, a devoted father to a baby girl, and deeply in love, or so it seemed, with his high school sweetheart and wife, Denise. They were the picture-perfect couple from Tallahassee, Florida. Mike had built a great life, working hard in real estate, providing for his family. On the morning of December 16, 2000, Mike left early for a solo duck hunting trip on Lake Seminole. It was supposed to be a quick, quiet morning out on the water before he returned home to celebrate his 6th wedding anniversary with Denise. But Mike never came back. His empty truck was found near the lake, his boat floating, his shotgun still in it, but no sign of Mike. Authorities were quick to label it a tragic accident. He must have fallen overboard and been eaten by alligators. Case closed. No body, no crime, just a sad misfortune. But not everyone was convinced. Mike's mother, Cheryl Williams, couldn't accept it. Something didn't sit right. Her son was an experienced outdoorsman. He wore a life jacket. He was cautious. Why hadn't they found his body, or even a trace? She started digging, writing letters to the governor, the media, anyone who would listen. For 17 years, Cheryl never gave up. And eventually, her persistence cracked the case wide open. In 2017, everything changed. Brian Winchester, Mike's best friend, was arrested on unrelated kidnapping charges after he held his estranged wife at gunpoint. That wife was none other than Denise Williams, Mike's widow. Now the story started to unravel. Turns out, Brian and Denise had been having an affair before Mike disappeared. After his death, they cashed in a $175 million life insurance policy that Brian had helped Mike obtain. And within a few years, Denise and Brian got married. But the marriage was toxic. It fell apart. And when Brian was desperate not to lose Denise, he snapped, leading to the kidnapping that ultimately exposed the murder. Under pressure, Brian confessed to a chilling truth. He had shot Mike in the face, execution style, after luring him to the lake that morning. He didn't fall in. He didn't drown. He was ambushed. His body was buried near Carr Lake and remained hidden for nearly 2 decades. Why? Because Denise didn't want a divorce. She wanted the insurance money and a life with Brian, without the hassle. So they plotted Mike's death. Cold, calculated, and untraceable, or so they thought. Brian took a plea deal for immunity in exchange for testifying against Denise. In 2019, Denise Williams was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and sentenced to life in prison. But in a twist that devastated Mike's family, her murder conviction was overturned in 2020. She was resentenced for the conspiracy and other charges, but became eligible for parole in the near future. So after all the lies, cover-ups, and manipulation, what was Mike's life worth? He was betrayed by his wife, killed by his best friend, forgotten by the system, but never forgotten by his mother. And that brings us to a painful truth. Sometimes the people closest to us are capable of the unthinkable. So, what can we learn from this heartbreaking story? Safety tips inspired by the Mike Williams case. 1. Be cautious with life insurance policies. Always know the details of any life insurance policy taken out in your name. Avoid letting a single person, even a spouse or best friend, handle your insurance without independent oversight. Use a trustworthy attorney or financial advisor to review and document all policies. Request dual notification access from the insurance company so multiple parties are informed of any changes or claims. 2. Recognize red flags in relationships. Sudden emotional withdrawal, secretive behavior, or conversations about death and finances may signal something is wrong. If a partner is emotionally manipulating or isolating you from family and friends, don't ignore the signs. Don't stay silent out of fear of judgment. Talk to a therapist, counselor, or trusted friend if something doesn't feel right. 3. Understand that abuse isn't always physical. Emotional betrayal, coercive control, and psychological manipulation can be just as deadly as violence. A spouse pressuring you to change insurance beneficiaries or keep secrets about finances may have deeper motives. 4. Document and store evidence securely. Keep copies of all important documents, insurance, bank records, conversations, in a secure cloud storage or physical location your loved ones can access. If something happens to you, this paper trail could become evidence that protects your family and helps law enforcement. 5. Never go into isolated areas. Alone without backup. Always let someone know your exact plans, time of return, and location when you're going into the wilderness, even for a simple hunting or fishing trip. Use GPS tracking apps that allow loved ones to monitor your location in real time. Consider carrying a personal emergency beacon or satellite communicator, especially if you're out of cell phone range. 6. Keep your circle informed. Share your plans, concerns, or suspicions with more than one person. If you feel unsafe or if anything ever happens to you, you'll want more than one voice pushing for justice. Cheryl Williams, Mike's mother, never stopped asking questions, and it made all the difference. 7. Don't let grief be silenced. If a loved one goes missing and the explanation doesn't sit right with you, trust your instincts. File reports, ask for second autopsies, and never stop advocating if you suspect foul play. Be persistent, even when officials dismiss your concerns. 8. Be wary of overly convenient narratives. Authorities initially said Mike was eaten by alligators, but the truth was far more sinister. If the official story doesn't match the facts or feels rushed, seek independent investigation. 9. Beware of people who rush to move on after tragedy. Denise quickly moved on with Brian after Mike's disappearance, and they had already been having an affair. If someone is too quick to profit emotionally or financially from tragedy, that's a red flag that should be examined. 10. Advocate for transparency in the legal process. Not all killers are brought to justice immediately. In this case, it took 17 years. Get involved. Write to media, state representatives, or legal foundations if you feel a case has been mishandled. Public pressure can reopen cold cases. Remember, always listen to your instincts. Cheryl Williams knew something was wrong, and she refused to be silenced. Her persistence changed the course of this case. Life insurance, while essential, can sometimes become a motive for murder. Ensure safeguards are in place. Co-signatures, family oversight, third-party reviews. Never let one person control everything. Be cautious with trust. It's heartbreaking to say, but sometimes even lifelong friends can have hidden motives. We don't need to live in fear, but we do need to stay aware. If you ever lose someone under suspicious circumstances, don't let anyone pressure you into silence. Ask questions. Push for answers. Keep records. Seek help. Justice may be delayed, but it can still arrive. This case reminds us that evil can wear a familiar face, and that real love never gives up. Thank you for watching. If you found this story powerful, Please subscribe for more real-life cases and safety insights that could one day save a life.